So again, we're asked to factor completely. And in this case, we have a binomial, and we need to be careful with those because there's several options. You know, is it a difference of squares? Is it a difference of cubes? If it's sum of cubes, unless we're specifically asked to factor a sum of cubes, remember that that would be considered prime because we have to use the complex number system in order to factor a sum of cubes. But remember, our first step is always, is there a greatest common factor? So we look at 16 and 36. Well, yes, they share a common factor of 4. And then x cubed and x share a common factor of x. So we'll factor out 4x. And again, if you don't recognize a greatest common factor right off the bat, you can always write out the prime factorization. You know, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times x times x times x, and then 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times x, and look for the columns that have common factors, and you'll end up getting 4x. So 4x times 4x squared, and again we can just look at the coefficient first. What times 4 equals 16? Well, 4. Or we can go 16 divided by 4 is 4, and then x cubed divided by x is x squared. And then minus 4 times 9 is 36, and we've already factored out the x, so we don't need to factor out anything else. There's nothing else to factor out. So then we look at what we have in parentheses. What is it we're looking at? Is it a difference? Is it a sum? Well, we know it's a difference. So, and we know that x is being squared. So that automatically makes me think, since it's a difference and x is being squared, is it a difference of squares? And in this case, it is, because 4x squared can be rewritten as 2x quantity squared. And then minus, is 9 a perfect square? It is as well. That is 3 squared. So then we have to remember our general form. If we have a squared, the difference of squares, if we have a squared, let me write my x out here that I forgot to. If we have a squared minus b squared, remember the form is that ends up being a minus b times a plus b, because then the two middle terms cancel. So this ends up being, if we substitute into that, 4x times 2x minus 3, a minus b, so 2x minus 3 times 2x plus 3. Neither one of these binomials will factor. So we're done factoring, and now we're looking at checking our solution. We do that by multiplying back through. So we have 4x times, we'll do the first terms first, 2x times 2x, so that's 4x squared. Outside would be 2x times 3, which would be 6x plus 6x. Then inside, negative 3 times 2x is minus 6x. And then negative 3 times 3 is minus 9. We combine like terms, and we end up with 4x times 4x squared. The middle terms cancel. Minus 9. And then distributing that 4x, we end up with 16x cubed minus 36x. And that is what we started with, which verifies that this is our solution for factoring that polynomial completely. 4x times 2x minus 3 times 2x plus 3.